Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Monday recap, which is the vlog in which I recap what's happened with the channel and sometimes in life, actually a lot of times about life, over the past 7 days. And what a past 7 days. It's been this past weekend. It was Comic-Con in Detroit. It's called Motor City Comic-Con, which infers that it's in Detroit. It's actually not in Detroit. It's actually in Novi, which is not even in the same county as Detroit. It's in Oakland County, not Wayne County. But now that I've thoroughly given you the county layout for the state of Michigan, it was cool. I went with my wife, Chelsea. We walked around and looked at some stuff. There was a vast amount of toys there and like some ridiculously priced toys in a kind of a cool, interesting way. Like just something happened in the first 5 minutes of being there. So we went there, got our badges, walked in. This dude bought this Imperial shuttle from Star Wars for like, I think $300 from this guy. It happened right in front of me. It was in this like box. So it's probably like a Star Wars toy from the 80s. And pulled it out, looked at it, says, boom, here it is. And I'm like, there goes a $300, Star Wars toy just like that. And it didn't dawn on me, but I was wondering, okay, you could probably get that same toy on eBay. So why would that guy buy it here? And then so I'm trying to go back and forth. I'm like dissecting this, like kind of in my head and like looking like just strange in front of my wife. And she's like, what are you thinking of? I'm like, why would he buy this here? And I guess the only answer I could come up with was that he had a chance to look at it in person. But because then I'm thinking, all right, you're going to walk around the entire Comic-Con walking with this. It wasn't like a toy like this big. It was huge. And then, but then he could just take it to his car. I don't know, but either way, maybe it's just part of being, and like maybe he didn't plan on buying it. Maybe he saw it and he's like, hey, I really need that. It was an impulse buy. Either way, it was just kind of interesting to see that transaction go down. But outside of that, so the other thing we walked around and looked at some of the people that were there. And this is, I guess, my first Comic-Con, and I'm guessing it's probably 1/500th the size of the San Diego Comic-Con. But there were, all these people there. There was like Pippin from Lord of the Rings. There was Lou Ferrigno from 40-Year-Old Virgin, and better known as the Hulk. And there was a line for this guy. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. And it's just this line is just rapping and rapping and rapping. And, later on in the weekend, the people from The Walking Dead were going to be there. Some people from The Walking Dead were going to be there. And all these people waiting in line for Freddy Krueger. And, I know everyone likes different things. And, some people like the Karate Kid. Some people like, Lou Ferrigno. But it was Freddy Krueger. I just never would think that there would be that large of a fan base around Freddy Krueger. But hey, that's why you go to these things, to enlighten yourself in different ways. I also found out, I don't want to sit here and talk about Comic-Con the whole time. It was a good experience. We just went for Friday for part of the day. But also found out there's like something called the 501st. Anyways, it's like a local chapter of people that build Star Wars things. And they had this like private booth, and people would walk in. They'd walk in like in street clothes, and they'd walk out in like these decked out like stormtrooper outfits. It was kind of cool. It was like I was just watching people coming in and out of there. It was cool. One of the coolest things I saw was there's this little Star Wars droid riding around the entire floor, and I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't see anyone controlling it. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's like set up like one of those Roomba vacuum droids or vacuum robots, that when it bumps into something, it moves. But then later on in the day, I was walking around and I saw this guy had a controller in his hand and had Google glasses on, or Google Glass, whatever they call it. And somehow he had outfitted the droid, I was assuming, with a webcam so he could drive it across the floor with the Google Glass. I'm like, that was probably the coolest thing I saw there, outside of the fact that, I got a chance to meet Ralph Macchio. I took a picture with him. Billy Zapka, who I had met before, I had dinner with back in like 2009 through a random Big Brother connection, and Marty Cove, who's John Kreese from the Karate Kid. So that was, to me, that was the draw of why I went there, and so we got a picture. But what was really cool is there was an hour-long, probably 45-minute long panel of Ralph Macchio, William Zabka, and Marty Cove talking about the movie. And I actually got some footage from there. At some point, I'll post on the channel, because I asked a question, and Ralph Macchio told a pretty funny story. But yeah, so I'll share with that. I'll put that up on the channel. But it's cool, because you guys can tell I'm a huge Karate Kid fan, as you can see behind. So it was, there isn't a lot of people that I would wait in line to meet or, take a picture with, but I'm glad I did. It was a cool experience, and kind of, it's one of those things that, it's like you got to do it, because if you don't, you're probably going to regret it, because when's the next time Ralph Macchio is going to be in Detroit? But anyways, he was super nice, and I guess I could explain to you guys how that interaction went down. So, like I said, I had dinner with William Zabka, who's also known as Johnny in the Karate Kid, back in like 2009. And it was awesome. Just one of the nicest guys you ever meet. So when went in to take a picture with them, he introduced me to Ralph, so it wasn't like awkward. It's like, hey Ralph, this is Dan, one of my friends, blah blah blah. And so that, like, because I don't know, I'd never really taken a picture with someone before. And so there was, driving the whole way there, I was kind of talking to Chelsea about like how awkward that probably is. But it wasn't awkward at all. So I think that's probably, sometimes I guess you make things more awkward than they actually are. But it was cool. And I'll put a link below in the description of the link to that picture. It's on my Instagram. So I'll put that in the description below so you guys can see it. So I'll stop rambling about it, though. It was cool. It was everything I wanted it to be and more, in a non-creepy way. So outside of that, what's been going on with the channel? Tonight, I'm going to do a special stream. I'm going to be streaming with a friend for the first half, playing some CSGO. And then we're going to do like the first probably hour or two of Witcher 3, because that launched early. So I'm going to do that. So probably by the time you'll see this, 6:30, we'll be live on stream at around 8:30. So about an hour and a half. Outside of that, City Skylines, I think, is going to be wrapping up soon. We probably have somewhere between like around 10 more episodes left. I just feel like we're getting to the point on that. It's fun, still having fun with it, but I'm going to change some gears here soon. And then last week, the H1Z1 Survival Offline, meaning not from a live stream, debuted, and the feedback's been good for that, so that's going to continue. The other thing, I'm going to put in a link in the description below, in addition to the Ralph Macchio photo, is I've started a new Steam group. So for those guys that want to connect with me in-game or just be a part of the community and talk, we started a brand new Steam group. That will be in the link below. So sometimes if I see people in the Steam group, I'll drop them a message, or sometimes I'll join the same game without them knowing. But I will put that's for those guys that play on PC or at Mac. And then, as always, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern will be our normal weekly stream, and most likely with some H1Z1 Counter-Strike, maybe some Isaac. I haven't figured it out yet for sure, but there'll definitely be H1Z1. So that's kind of what's going on this week on the channel. I would expect, since I'm streaming Witcher 3 tonight, expect to see that on the channel tomorrow. Probably put it in the morning slot, and then bump cities to the afternoon. So with that being said, let's, I scrapped this schedule idea from last week. I didn't get, some people sent me some images, and it just didn't really look the way I wanted it to. Those of you guys that did, I appreciate it. Haven't figured out the best way to do this whole scheduling thing, but we're still working on it. But as you guys know, there'll be an AM, PM every day, and then Isaac Tuesday, Thursday for now. So all right, let's get to the channel numbers. So the channel numbers this week, things went up, which is really good because we were on a dip for a minute. But last week we had 206 last time we had 206 likes. This past week 505 comments. I think we all set an all-time record. We set an all-time record in comments, and I think that's because I was like Monday through Thursday I was checking that probably every couple hours. So it's like the comments are now in my browser hotbar, so I check them a lot more, which is cool, and the numbers reflected that. So last week the comments were 157. Now they're at 403. That's an all-time record. If you build it and talk about it, it'll happen. All right, and from a subscriber standpoint, we were +5, which is good. Outside of that, nothing in the background changed. But the two commenters of the week, it's a split commenter of the week. Really, it's just one commenter of the week, but I have to give someone else a shout out. So the commenter of the week is Lauren Bridges. Lauren said, hey, it's summer, so I have time to watch your videos again. and I think she's rewatching one of our longer series, Minecraft, which is cool. It's cool to see, you know, when people have different things going on, they update you and say, hey, I'm going to start watching this because here's why. But I have to give Anthony a shout out because, you know, you guys know Anthony S on the community and the channel. He pops in Twitch all the time. But for those of you guys watching City Skylines, I've been struggling on, there's a portion of the city, a new city, like this high-tech city, which is dedicated to farming. And the farms are growing and things are going well, except there's a shortage of workers. And so I'm like pounding my head on the table trying to figure out why workers aren't flocking or why they can't get any workers to work there. In the area is called Gaben's Corn. That's where, you know, the farm region is. And Anthony said, this made me laugh. I just read it and laughed out loud. He said, I'm pretty sure that Gaben's Corn doesn't have enough workers because nobody feels worthy enough to work at such a fine establishment. So Anthony, well, I'm not going to say your commenter of the week, but you get commenter, I guess, if, I don't know, it's split level. But I had to give you a shout out, man, because that made me laugh. So Lauren, Lauren has never been commenter of the week. I like to spread the love. So Lauren, you're the commenter of the week. Anthony, if there was like, if I could fill your mug with some, I don't know. I was going to say something related to Gavin, and then anything that I was about to say was going to sound inappropriate. So I just cut myself there. So fill your cup up. And that being said, if you guys are watching this, I'm probably going to, I'm probably live by the time you're seeing this. I'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern, but looks like there's an NVIDIA patch too. I will see you guys tonight, and if not, I'll see you Wednesday, and if not, I'll see you in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great week.